let's just talk about the situation in the white ball game in both formats with England and Jos's resignation. I mean, winning one game in 11 this year, I would imagine that you're feeling the pain, but I would imagine also that there's a lot of talk about how much England are missing you and your left-handedness and your versatility. Your thoughts on the current situation?
I think, look, this has to have happened because obviously, end of the day, you want results, and um, I think it's the right thing Just did to step down, and I think it's best for the team. I think it's best for him to get the best out of him. But I just think, I'm a bit gutted because I actually thought we had a really good team. Honestly, I just wanted our batters. If our batters scored the big runs, then I thought we had the pace in Wood, Archer. We have a world-class leg spinner. And I think that's the problem was I think that's where it ends, where you got them three as your bowlers, where if one's not bowling so well, then you're quite light on your bowling. And I think I don't think it was me that missed, but I just think they missed the left-handed, at least two left-handers in the team. Um, and it just looked a little bit imbalanced. That's all. I genuinely think it was they're very, very good players, but it just looked a little bit imbalanced. Something didn't look right in the side. Either we were very light with the batting. I would love Livy to come in at 7, where there's 10 overs to go or 12 overs to go, not when there's 25 overs to go. And I thought actually we missed a big trick with Jos against Australia not coming in early. I think he could have come in when there was 20 overs to go, or I think 25 overs to go. And that's what Morgs used to do. And he's the kind of guy that can take a game away. And you, rather than get 350 or whatever, we could have ended up getting closer to 400.
And yeah, I agree with that. And I think I've been saying, because I know last week said England missed Ben Stokes, and I've said England missed Moeen Ali because of that second spin option that come under pressure. I don't think we've handled pressure that well in this tournament and in previous tournaments when the heat's been on, especially when we're in the subcontinental conditions. Where are we getting that second spinner from, Moeen? Because I mean, two questions in one here. How long is your little mate going to go on for? Because he just seems to be getting better and better. And where is that second spin option? Who can obviously just balance the side out with an all-round quality?
Having thought about this, like your second spinner, even though my stats, for example, are not great in ODI cricket as a spinner, but I played a lot of Test cricket, so I was still bowling a lot, and I was bowling proper overs. I think, and sometimes in 50-over cricket, you don't get the wickets in the middle, but you're bowling tight or you're doing a job for the team, and that's when Plunkett and these guys would take up. What you can't have, and I think Livy's a fantastic cricketer, but he can't be part-time or too part-time, because it's got to be more of a frontline. Still has to be a frontline spinner. There was times when Rash didn't play in the ODIs and I played, or in T20s. But going back to Rash, we need him to carry on playing at least for a couple of years, because he's bowling so, like you say, he's getting better and better. He's bowling, I think now with more. He's always had the skill, but I think he uses his brain a lot more now, and he knows exactly when to use what of his skills, and he's a lot more confident without being arrogant about it. But definitely, we need that second spinner. Obviously, it has to be able to bat. His main thing has to be batting, but he also has to be a frontline spinner in some capacity, either in white ball or red ball cricket.
You mentioned about your little mate Rashid. I seen him out in India. He's still as cheeky as ever. Jos has gone, right? There's a lot of talk about Harry being the next captain. England, I've got it here. England have got 11 Test matches: 5 against India, 5 against Australia. They've got 27 bilateral white ball games in the next calendar year. I'm of the opinion that I wouldn't give it to Harry Brook at this point until the Ashes is finished. You've done the vice captaincy. Are we looking for a stopgap? Could Adil Rashid do it against the West Indies in the summer and possibly South Africa to get us to the Ashes? And then, because I'm also of the opinion that when the Ashes is finished, we don't know what state Ben Stokes' body is in. And if Ben has a struggle, and from a body point of view, we might be looking for a captain in 3 formats. This is worst case scenario. I think the question is, who would you go with for the next captain? And would you appoint him now, or would you wait until a little bit further down the line and ask somebody like Adil Rashid just to stand in for a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great option. I think people also don't realize that Adil has a very good cricket brain on him. He actually knows what he's doing and he knows what he's talking about a lot of the time. Maybe his messaging is not great, but then you got Baz there who's amazing at that anyway. So I think it's a great option. I really do. But I actually thought about this. Who would I give? I think you're right. I think with Brookie, maybe you're right after the Ashes. Or you could even give, because it's such a big gap now between the next ODI series, you could even give it to Stokesy. Because I think he would take it in his stride very easily without any sort of, I don't think he'd feel the pressure, to be honest, of being captain of the white ball side. But I would potentially give it to Stokes and maybe just play as a batter, because he's obviously good enough to play as a batter in that side. So that was the only other thing I was thinking about. Or I think they will do what, they'll just give it to Brookie and say, but you'll be backing you till the next World Cup.